Hey everyone, Bart here with Tully Television, and today we're going to be uh, finishing up something that kind of left lingering on the channel for the last few months due to timing issues and just lack of interest in the rest of the series by us here at Tully Television, but at the same time, I don't want to leave half done playlist on the channel. I feel like it goes against what I try to teach my son, which is whatever you start, try to finish. And so I'm gonna finish the rest of the season of She-Hulk here. The last three episodes in this one last video for She-Hulk, and the only reason why I'm doing it, it's nitpicky in the back of my head, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the show or really the staunchest supporter of it. I feel like it at least deserves to be finished being reviewed by us here at Tully Television. And if you do go to the playlist, for those of you who have been watching the Megan, the She-Hulk playlist, our Megan the Stallion video got taken down for some reason. And I don't really recall being contacted by YouTube about that. Um, Again, maybe I just bypassed email about it, but I just feel like it certainly is something that is intriguing to find out why they took down Megan the Stallion video. Maybe we said her name too much. I don't know. And that's about it. That's what I'm. That's intro to this. Thank you all for stopping by, liking, sharing, subscribing. We recently reached 100 subscribers here at the channel. Um, my editor and I are making a little video in celebration of that currently. It's nothing, just a thank you video for you guys. Again, always, we wouldn't be here without you guys supporting us, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing all of that beautiful YouTube stuff. Let me know what your last lingering thoughts are on She-Hulk. This is basically going to cover episodes 7, 8, and 9, where she goes to therapy with the Abomination, and then episode 8, she runs into Daredevil, and then episode 9 is the whole finale, the whole pulling the string and coming into the end. In episode 7, she goes again to Emil Bronsky's retreat that he's able to run with his 7 uh, wives or what have you. And she meets a couple of other guys like Man Bull and the Matador there, and it's basically enhanced people. One believes he's a vampire. He may be, with how they're setting things up in the MCU. And it's about basically going over your feelings, trying to stay in control. Jen has learned that she can live both as Jennifer Walters and as She Hulk, and neither has to be necessarily a bad side of her. And we're all just trying to learn with different parts of ourselves. Um, good message to be accepting of all our parts and accept that we're going to have flaws and learn from them. But my biggest gripe with that episode was that she didn't really accept any accountability too much about how she's viewed. It's always everyone else's fault on how she's viewed. I get this was a whole meta take on everything and subverting expectations and everything, and None of that went over my head. I just don't like the writing. I don't like the approach. Uh, Maslany did do her best acting. I don't have a problem with the actress. I don't have a problem with any of the actors or actresses. But my problem with this series was the writing, the writing, the writing. Uh, and it wasn't, again, a problem with She Hulk being like a hookup artist or whatever you want to call it. To me, again, her hooking up isn't a problem. That was done in the comic books. This was supposed to be a comedy law show, and I don't feel like there was much real high stakes law cases or comedy in this show. And if you're going to advertise it one way, one type of show, and it doesn't fall to that expectation, then I feel like your show has a bit of a failure problem. Even though some other things may be on par. And then the CGI early was really, again, not a good not a good start. But again, Tim Roth, you could tell he kind of just signed on to be like, all right, yeah, paycheck time. And he did good. Again, it's not the acting, it's the writing, the material they were given. So to me, it's not the actors so much, it's the writing staff. And I think they were just trying to be too smart for their own good, and it really came out, uh, I don't know, kind of came out like a rookie staff out of college trying to write a show. It's like if I wrote a show and I don't even have educational background in that regards on how to frame scripts or anything like that, and they do, and I feel like me and my guys here at Tully Television would have did a better job at that show. Um, Episode 8 is when we get the big Daredevil appearance. Her and him, She Hulk and Daredevil fight Leapfrog and his little cronies. We get a little hallway fight scene with Daredevil. That's cool. Again, She Hulk I found to be a little reckless. In this episode, she's throwing cars at people at Daredevil, and she's not sure if she's gonna kill him or not, and all the collateral damage that she's done just in the opening of that episode. I heard someone say, "Well, the Avengers cause collateral damage too," and yeah, when they're fighting alien invasions, when they're fighting a super strong, intelligent AI robot like Ultron, when it's world level threats. Not for Thanos, these were villains that were trying to destroy the whole universe or the whole world. Um, she didn't know what Daredevil was up to, only that he was after her client, and she threw a whole car at him. She's like throwing him off like wanting to throw him off buildings, wanting to crush his face, and it's like you don't even know what his motivations are. Very reckless, very irresponsible on her end, and again, they didn't take any time to sort that out and have her realize that at the end of the day. Um, they came out with the mustard and ketchup. Uh, that's what it looked like, mustard and ketchup uniform. I was kind of hoping a little bit better for the outfit, but it looked okay. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't spectacular. And they wind up hooking up at the end, and he winds up taking the walk of shame in his Daredevil costume. The only upside to it was that Charlie Cox, again, always knows how to grab the spirit of Matt Murdock. He was able to teach, or at least bring certain points up to Jennifer about lawyers and lawyering and all that. So I feel like, all right, that was at least At least good. Between her and Charlie, it was good chemistry. You know, some good scenes when they were just being themselves and talking about life, and Matt telling her, you know, sometimes it's more than just this or that. Um, and then finally, episode 9 is the big finale. She winds up finding out that God, Todd stole her blood to become a Hulk, and he calls himself Hulk King now. And near the end, it goes off the rails because then the Incredible Hulk returns from Scar, and as she pauses everything, and she's like, "This is my show, and how am I not involved in my own show?" And da, da, da. And it becomes very meta. And she breaks out of the Disney app and goes into the real world to talk to the writing staff about how they should have ended the show, and then they lead her to Kevin, which is an AI algorithm that comes up with these scripts and shows, and she tries to explain to him this, that, the other thing. And she tries to explain to him how derivative everything has become, how it's all the same, and she's part of that. And this wasn't really, it's just exposing what has been wrong with Marvel for the last few years, that's become very derivative. And she didn't do anything to change that. I don't think the show too much. Been a big fan of this character since John Bryan and the Sensational She-Hulk #1 way back decades ago. And I feel like they could have did this show a bit better. I mean, visually, with the acting, with the writing, I'd have to say this show to me was very run of the mill. Um, I'm not saying that there weren't good parts in this show. There were, you know, again, I loved Maslany. She was great. She really tried her best. The relationship between her and her father was sweet and wholesome. Um, but there's things I didn't like. The treatment of Bruce. Uh, he's got to go to Scar, and then he comes back with the son, and they didn't really follow up anything. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're going to follow up with future storylines, but which again, if they showed, it'd be like, this is a She-Hulk show, not a Hulk show. So I get it. I'm gonna give this series a 6 out of 10. Uh, I don't think it treaded much past average or slightly above average in certain cases. And then and if you go back and look at certain videos I did for this series, I am even saying I'm trying to keep faith. I'm trying to find good things about this series. And like I said, there were some good things about this series, but in an overall sense, with everything surrounding it and the writing and some of the production look to it, it's just average. And that's my views on the rest of the She Hulk episodes and the series in general. And I can now feel satisfied that I gave you the full series review, with the exception of the Meg Thee Stallion episode, in which YouTube took down. So yell at them. Uh, you know, but outside of that, that's the views. That's how I look at it. You let me know what you feel about She Hulk as a show, as a character, as a whole. And that's it. Thank you guys again. Make sure you hit that like button, uh, subscribe, share, all that beautiful stuff. And until next time, peace, knuckles.